Roles of the President, Group 3, Chief Legislator reading. Working with Congress. How can the President influence the legislative process? Although the head of the executive branch, the President works closely with the legislative branch as the nation's chief legislator. The position comes from the President's constitutional power to approve or veto legislation. The Constitution gives Congress the power to make laws. However, Congress needs the President to sign the bills it has passed into law. Congress also relies on the executive branch to enforce the laws. As a result, the President and Congress have to work together to set policies and make agendas for the nation. Presidents use their position as chief legislator to influence Congress's legislative agenda. For example, President Theodore Roosevelt was passionate about conserving the environment and negotiating between industries and the people they employed. As a result, President Roosevelt worked closely with Congress to pass bills that fit his agenda. He also worked with Congress to prepare the United States for a greater role in international affairs by increasing the strength of the Navy. Some presidents choose to play a more active role as chief legislator than others. President Wilson even helped Congress draft bills that he would then sign into law. Denied the president's veto power. If the president does not believe a bill passed by Congress should become a law, he or she can veto it. A veto signals the president's refusal to sign the bill. Without the president's signature, it is unlikely to become a law. There are two kinds of vetoes, regular and pocket vetoes. A regular veto means the president sends the bill back to Congress without a signature. Sometimes the president adds a message explaining why the bill is rejected. The bill must be returned within 10 days for the veto to be effective. Otherwise, the bill is passed into law without the president's signature. If Congress stops meeting during that 10-day period, the veto is called a pocket veto. A regular veto can be overridden, but it is not that easy. Both houses of Congress must vote to override the veto, and each must get a two-thirds majority. Because they take effect when Congress is not in session, pocket vetoes cannot be overridden. President Washington first issued the first veto in 1792, and President Madison first used the pocket veto in 1812. Congress first overrode a veto in 1845. President Franklin D. Roosevelt vetoed 635 bills during his four-year terms, more than any other president. The veto power gives the president tremendous influence over the legislative process. This is especially the case when the presidency and Congress are controlled by different political parties. When this happens, two branches staffed by individuals with different political ideas and priorities must compromise or face a governing crisis. On several occasions, the federal government has been forced to shut down because the president and Congress could not agree on the federal budget. Polling has revealed that the public often sides with the president during such disputes. Working together. The Constitution requires the President to keep Congress informed about the State of the Union. To meet this requirement, the President delivers a joint session of Congress, the annual State of the Union address. The State of the Union normally takes place in January or early February in non-integral years. In this speech, the President promotes policies and urges Congress to make laws that support these policies. The address is broadcast live on television and is one of the most publicized political events of the year. Another tool the president uses to influence congressional action is appealing directly to the people. This approach is what Theodore Roosevelt called the bully pulpit. If citizens agree with the president, they can influence Congress by contacting the representatives in Congress or voting for legislators who agree with the president's policy choices. As a result, presidents use a variety of techniques to appeal to people. They travel to different locations around the country to promote policies. They give highly publicized interviews to a variety of television and media personalities. They even campaign for political candidates who support their agenda.